Okay, so let's approach this in a relationship-oriented direction. So I do feel that for a lot of you, in the past position, we have the Four of Coins, which indicates to me that you bared your all, or at least, you let your emotions shine through, and you exposed yourself. You made yourself very, very vulnerable to a certain person in your life. And I do feel that a lot of you are involved with air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And I do feel that at this point, you're in a very, very financially secure state with the King of Coins and also the Four of Coins reverse. So you feel like you're in a good place right now to seek a stable relationship partner, or at least, you want that stability in a relationship. And there is somebody definitely that you're very, very interested in. And this is showing up as the Queen of Swords, which is an air sign, male or female, that you're very, very enamored with, that you really want to forge forward with and have a future together. However, air sign characters are very work focused. They're very cerebral. So it's really difficult to approach them on an emotional level. So you have the Queen of Cups, which is somebody that you also want. This is a man, or male or female. It can be somebody who's very, very emotionally open. Okay, you left yourself very vulnerable with this air sign, and this air sign is also has a lot of emotional depth, but he or she is not able to express that yet. Okay, because there is still financial concerns. There's still work that needs to be done. Okay, so you feel as if you're offering, you're coming forward and you're offering this gift of stability, abundance, monetary gains even, to this air sign. And the air sign is sort of, you're hoping the air sign would open up, but they're not exactly there yet. That doesn't mean they're not going to open up, but I do feel it is going to take a little bit more time, and it's going to take a little bit more effort. What's coming in for you here is the Three of Wands, and once again the clock is showing up, and every time I see this card I think of it as timing is a huge factor. Okay, and I do sense it's going to take until the end of the month in order for this situation to pan out in the way that you anticipated. Okay, in a period of the end of the year. So a period of 3 months coming through where this situation will come to fruition, will culminate, and will actually, be realized in real life. So you're hoping this Queen of Swords will transform into the Queen of Cups. You're hoping to see more of his or her emotional side. You're hoping more of an emotional investment from this person. But, it's definitely there, and they care about you a great deal. However, their own financial situation is not entirely stable yet. And on top of that, air signs are fiercely independent. They want to be financially stable first before they get into relationships. And operating from the positive aspect of this air sign, they appreciate everything that you're doing. However, they want to be self-sufficient on their own, and they will feel very destabilized if their finances are not in order. And, they feel like it's slightly irresponsible to incorporate you into their life when their financial situation is not in order. So because of it, I do feel that a period of 3 months for them to reshuffle their obligations in order to make themselves more readily available to date, I feel like that's how long it's going to take. So in terms of the advice here, we do have the Death card, and the Death card is basically, moving on from previous situations and starting a new path, or forging a new path for yourself. And you're kind of straddling here between the old and the new. Okay, so I do have the Fool card, and the Fool indicates, in the reverse, indicates to me going back and doing the same things over and over again, and you're not heeding the warning signs, or you're not heeding the advice. That timing is just not on your side at this present moment with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so you're thinking to yourself that it's the right time because the Wheel of Fortune is in your hopes and fears position, but it's actually, what you're fearing, that the timing is a little bit off. There are a lot of kinks that they need to work through, so it's a little bit problematic here. to progress forward with this person, okay? So as for your outcome, we do have the Queen of Wands here. This is somebody that nurtures another person. This is a woman or a male, it could be male or female, of the fire element that is very, very emotionally nurturing. And I do sense that for a lot of you, this is your card here. You are very, very emotionally nurturing of this air sign partner. And he or she, like I said, might not realize it until, you know, a period of 3 weeks, 3 months coming through until the end of the year, when they snap out of their funk, when they have their life and their finances in order. And then they can finally, you know, exhale and look back and realize that, wow, you know, this person has done a lot for me. So it's going to take some time, and it's going to, I do sense timing is such a huge factor, mainly because air signs are innately very, very skeptical. So if you're going to go the long haul with them, and they know that you're always by their side, then one day they will snap out of it and they will just realize, wow, you've been with me this entire time. So it takes a little bit of distance and detachment, and also, you know, timing is a huge factor as well, for them to realize that, you know, you're the right person, that you're the one for them, and you've been with them through this whole time, this whole transitional period of whatever, you know, funky situation they had to get through. So I do feel that you are going to get the reward that you need. However, one of the things that I am sensing here is you're feeling very emotionally secure by being the giver. Okay, so it's sort of like, you know, it does create dependencies. It does create like enabling, you know, elements in the wrong way. So you want to be mindful of this, okay? And I know that in love and relationships, we can't really hold people, you know, we can't really keep tabs, and we can't really think about imbalances in relationships. And I do feel that for a lot of you, you give your all, and you're very, very faithful and devoted, and, you know, you're very loyal. That can be said, you're very, very loyal, and you will give your all to a person, but make sure your needs are also met as well, because I do feel a lot of emotions are being, you know, a lot of support, a lot of guidance, a lot of just, you know, godmother type of energy, where you're there for the other person and you're cultivating them and you're nurturing them. However, the way they're coming up in the outcome position is they're very fiercely independent, they're very rebellious, and they might not appreciate things just yet, okay? So patience with this person is going to be required. So it seems to me as if a lot of you are going through like doing this and getting very little thanks in return. And I would say that, once again, timing is everything. But I also feel that you are willingly taking on this role of mentorship, or, you know, the mentor, or even the person that is guiding them through life. And you're doing it willingly, which is really, really good. You know, it's a very nice thing to do. It's a very good gesture on your part. But just keep in mind that it doesn't detract you in any way from your own life path, okay? Because ultimately the other person has to find their own way in life. So you want to be a little bit careful about that. I do feel, though, whatever you're doing in this situation, this person is going through their own progression. And I know this is a reading for Leo, but I'm getting here a sense of progression. They are going to allow it, your love, your nurturing, and, you know, your guidance is going to allow them to open up on an emotional level. It's also going to allow them to eventually give back to, you know, give back to those who were who are in a similar situation that they were in. So I do sense that the karmic scale is definitely going to be balanced, in which whatever one party gives out, the other one takes initially. But in the end of it, the other party is also going to give back to those in the same position, in the same, you know, predicament. So it seems to me that this is a very, very good thing that you're doing. And you're basically paying it forward, but you're also like enhancing the human condition as a result, okay? Because the change that they're going to make in their own lives, in the lives of other, it's going to create a ripple effect, okay? And I know that sounds like very, very large scale, but I do feel that you're doing a lot of good for the rest of this month, Leo. I'm also getting here that for a lot of you, you might have undertaken somebody and you might have taken somebody under your wings, or you might become like a mentor to somebody or a financier for somebody's project. So I really want you to be very careful. Finance them, and they've got a good head on their shoulders, so I do feel that the outcome is good. However, you want to take a step back and make sure that they're putting in the work. Okay, I feel like a little bit of taking things for granted, easing off, and like resting on their laurels before the financial payout is achieved. So that's something you might want to be careful about. And especially when it comes to Mercury in retrograde, I don't feel deception here. So you don't have to worry so much about deception, but I do sense that there's an element of like deciding on something and then having to backtrack. Okay, or the other person deciding on something and then they're backtracking. And because of it, you're going to have to step in and play mediator, for example, or you're going to have to step in the interim while they're gone, trying to fix something from their past. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you, Leos.